watching those young people is truly awesome for the sport, and having it live streamed as well as this. I can't think of a time where we've had multiple matches, or sorry, multiple tournaments live streamed at such high quality.
So what we're watching here is the siding game between Shane Downey, playing yellow, and Peter Freer. Shane has just gone to 6-5 in this decider, and the secondary balls are on hoop 5. So they're coming up. Ross really playing Chaz Quinn. They're going to come up, but we will watch this game to see what happens in this decider between Peter Freer and Shane Downey. So we're having that little moment where the balls swap over between the hoops that they're going for, and I think the secondary colours will be playing up, and then the primaries will be playing down. So if we can have the contestants on scores up, we have Shane Downey. Oh, look at green. Playing red and yellow. And Peter Freer playing black and white. And I think we can bring you some information about them. We've got tiles for them. So Shane Downey, really a very recent player who's just emerged as a leading player in Victoria. He won the golf croquet single, the doubles, first the doubles with his sister, and then the singles. But he did play in the Interstate Shield. I think that was his first outing as a member of the team last year. And he's playing Peter Freer.
Always good to break through quickly. And Peter's obviously one of the long-term mainstays of the Australian high-level croquet tournament circuit. He's played plenty of world championships, played in plenty of Australian championships, and had a very successful career at the top in Australian golf croquet especially. I think he's played a World Teams Championships, hasn't he? The one in South Africa. Not 100% sure on that. But yeah, very, very good player, and great to have around, and does a lot for the sport, does Peter.
Does a huge amount for the sport, he and his wife, Kate. So if we could take that away and see whether they have actually got to hoop 12 and finished there. Oh no, here he comes down to hoop 12 with his black ball. So blue went too far. Shane is looking well positioned for this. So they just wait for white to come up out of the way. So we've got two balls in front, but yellow a fair way out. What would you do here, Ed?
Exactly this. I probably wouldn't go quite that close, but it depends on whether he's got the wire from. Geez,
Peter.
That was wayward. So, yeah, look, that should go match to Shane there, and we might see, hopefully, a couple of the first 8 matches get played on this lawn in front of us. A couple of the important ones, so hopefully, we may have Peter versus Robert on court 1 and potentially Malcolm versus Brett on court 2. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for. Obviously, I'm not there to see the
No,
layout, but
no, this
if I was the
the
tournament manager,
this
that's how I'd roll it, I think.
no, court 2 is being occupied by the second 8, but we will have a match on court 1 very shortly. They just haven't come out yet. So we can go to the second. We continue to watch this court because there is no play at the moment on court 1.
Yep.
Court 2, the other court.
Yep.
So we'll watch this one. I think we've got Ross Riley against Chaz Quinn, and Ross playing pink and white is 3-2 up. About to go to 4-2 up by the looks of it. Yes, there we go. So the white clip going on the hoop. And you would say that white had a ping at, green had a ping at the ball and failed and has been sent across to the penalty spot before they go to round the corner to hoop 7. So the way they've done it for this tournament, for the court allocations, they've shared out the front 4 courts between 4 different 8s. So the first 8 is playing on court 1 and court 7, which is around the corner and a bit difficult for us to see. With the cameras, it means having a lot of wiring going out the window and round the corner. So I think at the moment what we're going to do is to go between the second 8 and the first 8.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Looks like there's some high quality play both ways. So
yes,
it's good to
yes,
see plenty of depth through the field of Australian croquet, and there's still some names not in the mix there. From a few different states. So it's good that there is such a high quality field without some of the other top players being there. So looks good for the future of Australian golf croquet.
yes, and we were amazed by the number of entries in this event. I think there were over 60. Do you remember exactly, Serena? 67, and we can only fit 48 on these lawns, and that's having 6 8s, which means double banking in every match, which has never happened before. But there were more entries in this event than there have been for a very long time at this level, and I think it's people coming back after COVID. 56 entries and 48 is the maximum that you can fit onto 12 lawns, and
Very good.
go smoothly through your 3 days. Yeah, so that's what we've got. So now, hopefully the scores will come up in a minute. Ross Riley playing Chaz Quinn. Ross Riley on pink and white, and Chaz Quinn on green and brown. Ross is got 4 hoops and Chaz 2. Chaz has been playing really well lately. He's won a recent event. He's really showing a lot of improvement in recent times. So I think he might well actually beat Ross in this game, even though Ross has currently gone ahead. Very wily player. Chaz is one of the people we rely on, actually, in this setup we have at the Victorian Croquet Centre, where it's all maintained. There's no greenkeeper. It's all maintained by volunteers. And Chaz has been a major contributor as the hoop setter. He's set the hoops, 12 courts. It's a lot of hoops. And he's been one of the key hoop setters. He's also on the Golf Croquet Selection Committee. Oh, Chaz. So, however, he's dropping behind a bit here. So Ross really has gone to 5. That's 5-2.
Mm-hmm. It's a good first shot. Oh, just gone past a little bit. Still runnable, as long as Ross doesn't clear it with one of these couple of balls.
Oh, that's very nice. Very good. But not the next ball to play, eh? So Chaz,
Going for the
yes.
jaws, allowing the either jump or clearance for Ross here. So
Yes.
he's got a chance for both. We'll see what he chooses.
Would Pink be able to clear, do you think?
Clear which ball? Looks like
Well,
he is
Pink,
going for the jump either way. So
yes, yes, it does. And
great
it was a
shot.
beautiful jump.
Wow. Now Chaz is in all sorts of problems. Yeah, so look, past rotation, Green potentially could have cleared Pink rather than going for the jaws with Pink in such a good position. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did not
yeah,
touch it. Left it nastily
yeah.
positioned in the hoop. So now it's got
Look,
no shot at all on the next
luckily,
hoop.
luckily Chaz has played a fantastic shot there.
He has. So now I think this is looking very commanding for Ross. We can see that the primary colours are about to start on court 1.
Yeah, so it looks like that important match of Robert Fletcher versus Peter Landreeve is just about to start on court 1, and that is really, um, as far as
That's the match. Yes, that's the
yeah,
match.
any spectators are concerned, that's why we have got to be live streaming, because it's high quality play, and that's what we're really here to see, and not to discount anything from anyone else, but when you've got two of the best players in both the country and the world on court, that's what really gives us all the good lessons in terms of croquet, and yeah, it can be very exciting to watch. So hopefully we can get some vision of that court in a minute, because it is yeah, good play is a beautiful thing. There we go. So Robert's played an interesting positional shot. It's on the, if you were going to choose a side of the hoop to be on, he's on the side that he wants to be on, but it's gone a little bit, too far potentially, so may not have a great shot at it. So Peter is either going the other side of it, which he has, so good shot, or deeper. It's where you want to be, protect that short boundary. So he may still have a shot at Robert if he thinks that Robert can run that hoop. Robert will just try and put in a better positional shot here, which he has sort of done. So neither of them are easy shots. As Peter here, you want to be approaching sort of deep, similar to red, but maybe a little bit straighter, a couple of yards off the boundary. So Robert and Peter both part of the last Trans-Tasman and World Teams, Australian teams, and both are very experienced golf croquet players. Robert was in the semi-finals of the last Golf Croquet World Championship. Looks like going for the jaws early there. May have given red a crack at an in-off. At least a good potential of the clearance. Oh, unlucky. Wow. And look at where blue has gone. That's spat out and then curved almost 90 degrees there. Amazing. Um, very unlucky for Pete to not actually sit in that hoop. Wow. They are clearly set very firm because there wasn't any shot taken out of that. It's just bounced straight back. Good shot from Robert, protecting the short boundary. So Pete can't take a nice close approach, and if Pete does elect to take on the hoop with red later, black is in a good position to clear it out of the hoop. So Robert clearly choosing to remove red, which is fair enough. Good shot. So Peter's gone into quite a good position with yellow. Black can clear it to sort of the end of A-bulk-ish region, while going off the south boundary straight in front of hoop one. But Peter will elect here to go into... Oh, is he looking at the clearance on blue? He is. So, oh no, going for really tight position, depending on what black does. So that might be forcing black to clear. I don't think it will. Black will just go into tight position, allowing blue to clear. So if he gets a good block on yellow here from the hoop, Robert will slightly favour himself for the hoop. And that's gentle. It's not enough. It's not even running. So Peter gets a couple of cracks at the hoop here, potentially. Shot. Hoop one to Peter. That is really good quality positional play from both players. Robert just couldn't quite get black into a good position there to play the hoop. So as I was saying just before, as we see Robert play a good positional shot, slightly wrong side of the hoop, so yellow should be all over that. Pete doesn't have a tremendous amount of power to get that all the way to corner one, but he should be able to get it down the lawn enough to advantage himself wherever red ends up. And that's fairly good. No, it's not. It's gone. I don't think that's running the hoop at all. So Robert and Peter both, yeah, Australian team players for the last couple of team events. So know each other's games very well as just being high quality players. They've played many times over many years, especially in association, sort of through that 2010, 11, 12 period when Robert was coming up. Peter was sort of on top of his game through that time. Yeah, that's not very good. Robert should be able to clear red to a wide position and potentially get himself over towards hoop 3 a little bit more. He might just elect to play it so that he stays in front of the hoop though, which he is. Yeah, good defensive position for blue. So even if red clears black here, black can come back to in front of the hoop, and blue's all over whatever else comes sort of into a good position. So Peter is the current high performance manager for Association Croquet team in Australia, but currently we've got Marty Clark as our high performance manager for golf croquet. So we're sort of starting to set the squad and get things happening for the next World Teams event, which is in, I believe it's in 12 months. I'm not 100% sure on that. Okay, Robert to play. So Peter opting for positional play there because he's so far out of position. Clearing black wouldn't have given him any value, and Robert's played a good hoop there. So 1-1. Nice to see these players have fairly flowing play as well. Both are playing quickly with good, strong decision making. Peter with a long shot down the lawn, and that's very good. Very, very good shot from there. That is an absolute cracker of a shot. Robert he might be hampered, or not hampered, wired for the first shot. He would normally look at shooting with both balls there. With a positional shot that good from Peter, he's gone slightly too far. He'll have to clear with black, and when he does, or if he does, yellow will be fairly close to blue. So you want to be a little bit straighter with blue there. But a good shot from Pete has forced Robert to be looking to have some more difficult situations. And Robert Smith. So, as I said, normally you would go for two shots at a ball in that good of a position, since it is a short boundary. But having the hoop in the way meant that he could not. So reset and start again. It's not a shot you want to be missing early in a match against one of the best players in the world. Shot. Don't know if Robert went for that there. Yellow's still all over blue. He probably just had the line to centre ball it and did so, probably hoping that it would just wick off and take red out half ball there, because he didn't really need to move red. Yellow's the ball that he wanted to get out of the way, while leaving himself in a good position. So he's got a little unlucky there that it's centre balled red and yellow's hung straight around all over blue. So if red does go into a good position here with yellow and blue so close together, and that looks short. So Robert's advantage that he just lost may have come back with a poor approach to the hoop. So the other game, Brett versus Malcolm, is playing. 2 games to potentially decide the winner of this first 8 at this year's President's Eights. Good shot. Robert may be able to. It's a little poor. Pete might be tempted to go for this hoop here. I'd say I probably would be. Blue can clear red as far as it likes. It looks like he's going for black. Maybe the hoop. Either is on. Yeah, good shot. Very good shot. Peter may be all over this hoop again with a couple of good positional shots down, or at least a very good hoop run to a really good position. Shot. Righto, we'll see if Peter can hit back and retain control around hoop 4. Looks like Malcolm in the back of screen has good control at hoop 2 against Brett. Oof, quite close. Robert may elect to. No, it's a straight enough hoop that it looks like he'll go for the hoop here. Shot. Righto, and blue is onside, so good early advantage. Robert might choose, if Pete doesn't get the block, to have a look at running the hoop, because to win hoop 5 there, He's still got to hit a couple of good roquets depending on how well yellow gets in front here. So either going for the controlled 6-yard roquet and ending up behind the hoop, shooting back onto the south boundary, which isn't ideal because it's putting another short boundary shot in, or going straight for the hoop. That looks like it's gone too far. So, ooh, has it? If it's still runnable, looks like a very open hoop. I reckon Robert might have a look at shooting at this hoop here. And he scored it. Fantastic. Unlucky to not have vision on it, but Robert's gone through hoop 5 there. Peter needed to do a little bit more with the approach to hoop 5 to be able to have a good crack at it. But now Robert's got the advantage for hoop 6 as well. It's only a 10-yard clearance at wherever red sits, as long as red's not wide, which, might have got it. That is very close to being wide from blue. Robert's having a look at it, and it's not. So, might be. That is very close. Peter's having a look at it as well. We'll probably see here, Robert will either try for very tight position, which it looks like he is. Good shot. So that still doesn't tell us whether red's wide from blue or not. It looks very, very close. Pete's tried to go around the peg, and that is also not a bad shot. Might have just worked into the line of blue there. It's also close. No, Robert can see this, so he hits his 12-yarder. He's also got good control around hoop 5, so 6 rather. So yes, running hoops with control to the next hoop shot can be good, but if you are able to run hoops down to the long boundary, no matter what hoop it is, if your opponent doesn't get a good wire from the other side, which is tricky to do on lawns that wiggle like Canley, then you're a very good chance of having an advantage at the next hoop because you've already generated a short boundary shot, as Robert just demonstrated really well there. He's put in a good good runner at hoop 6 and hit a fantastic roquet from the back boundary up. So showing us how it's done with short boundary tactics there. And when your critical distance is, above 12 yards, as Roberts is, that's a very legitimate tactic to go for, and really is why the difference between medium level and elite level golf croquet can be shown. So Robert really demonstrating it there, which is why we like watching the top level players play, because it becomes a completely different game than anything slightly lower. So it looks like Malcolm's won hoop 2 there. It'll be interesting to find out who's won hoop 1. So I don't think Peter's line to 1 back is all that great. He might have to approach it 3 or 4 yards in front, which does help his angle a little bit if Robert chooses to clear with black. It'll mean that he's clearing directly to the north boundary, and there you go. Pete's gone very deep there. So Robert will try for 2 really good positions at 1 back here, and sort of say to Pete, you can either clear one of those balls, or I'm definitely going to run it, or you can run the hoop and he may have just got the block there. That looks like a really good positional shot from Robert. Pete might look. It is close enough to yellow that Pete will probably look to just nestle sort of maybe somewhere behind blue so that black can't see it. He's gone deep-ish again. That's not great. Not a good hoop running ball, so might have to do something a little bit more aggressive with yellow in terms of whether he actually tries to run the hoop or not. Robert will just have another good ball in here. Good shot. Great shot. Oh, I think the hoop might be open for Pete here. And that looks like a shank. Hmm. So Peter's conceding this hoop here. Two good balls from Peter there. Good positions to try and, potentially stop Robert's crack at getting very close to two back. Hasn't quite worked, and that looks very, very good from Robert. That is a tremendous shot through the hoop. Has he just scored that? He has. So cleanly. Righto. Well done, Peter. Let's had two poor attempts at getting in front of three back here. But looking at jaws, wow, that was a poor attempt. The best jaws attempters, or not attempters, the best jawsers in the world generally will play dead weight into the jaws. Robert's gone at a fair pace there, and Peter, feeling forced to go for another long hoop, has failed it unfortunately. So Robert might choose to just nestle on yellow here. So good opportunity to make the hoop with blue, and will feel definitely favourite in a 1v1 against Pete. So if he goes slightly on the south side of yellow so that yellow can't glance off it going down to two back. Yeah, so maybe he's looking at actually clearing it down to a wide position. No, it looks like the nestle's on here. Now that's interesting because I reckon Peter can either cut that into blue or he can get all the way down to three back. Sorry, four back rather, in this next shot, which I'd be looking at doing. He's got another clearance if blue decides not to make the hoop with red.